Hi, everyone. My name is Maggie Cahill.
And I'm Father Joe Carey, and we want to welcome you to the Cup of Joe.
Hey, FJ.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
So I have been very involved with the women's lacrosse team at Notre Dame for the last 6 years or so. And you were a rower at Dayton University.
That's right.
And, we know the glory of winning national championships. We see that happen every year for various schools.
We're still waiting for Notre Dame.
Right, for football.
But we have other national champions.
Right, fencing and lacrosse last year, men's lacrosse. But then there's another side to all this of where people really get injured, and there's a sadness. Can you tell us a little bit about a time that maybe you got injured as a rower at Dayton?
Well, I always kind of had an issue with my wrist. It happened later on in my rowing career, but I got this really bad syndrome in my wrist. And so I had to wear a wrist brace because when you're rowing, you're constantly flexing your hand. And so I'm not exactly sure the science behind what happened, but the tendons in there just would get really inflamed. And so I had to wear this wrist brace whenever I wasn't rowing. And I couldn't really wear it when I was rowing, but a lot of times when I was rowing near the end, it was very painful, but it was luckily not something that kept me out. But I know I had some teammates who had more severe injuries to the point where they weren't able to row, which was always really difficult for them. But it would show like their true colors and their true character because they would still be right there with all of us, supporting us and doing what they could do with the team. What about on the lacrosse team?
Well, in lacrosse, there's a lot of cutting and having to reverse directions people are going in. And among a lot of lacrosse, both men and women athletes, there's a lot of knee injuries.
Yeah, I bet.
And in particular, I'm thinking about this one of our athletes who has had 4 surgeries on her knees.
Oh my gosh.
And makes it really difficult. And anyone who has been injured, can really hate that injury.
Yeah.
And it can cause someone to really be dejected. But the great thing that does happen on on the women's team where I am involved, to be able to see the support they give to their teammate who's injured, and that their real care and true love for them. And I think that makes a culture. And it also should make us aware that not only in athletics but how we can support each other when in illness or in difficult times. And that's the importance of what we can do. And maybe if we can begin to see that as what is going to bring us to be really Christ-like in how we live our lives. And so that through injuries, through sickness, through mistakes, through failures, the community rises up together and helps each other walk through this.
It's true. My junior year was the year that COVID came.
Oh, right.
And so our rowing season is in the spring. And so obviously we didn't really have any season our junior year. And so we had made this little video with some of our footage that we had of rowing from that year just on our Miami River in Dayton. And the little mantra that we came up with was, when it's time to rise, we row, because we would row first thing in the morning, 6 a.m. And when it's time to row, we rise. And so kind of going along with what you were saying of when we row and get in the boat, we do it for each other and we rise to the occasion. So it's probably the same for the girls on the field.
Right, yeah. It's
Yeah.
a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And I think that we should hope that people see this message of it's our love that we can give to each other in good times and in bad.
That's right.
And so we want everyone out there to know
We
we
love
love
you.
you.